connected in the background, and every time it does that it starts to go faulty on me, and I'm getting silly messages again about enable draw on top and all this stuff. And right, oh well, we'll see. So I've done the news segment now. I must have done 2 or 3 today, because I'm just tweaking, and I think I can take these clips off now. Come off. I don't need to stick to that. I hope it don't mess it up. Oops. Right. Just a minute. Hang on. Just need to get that clip off there. Put this on my knee a sec. I was going to talk about the... somebody suggested... I got an email from a comment from somebody, a new subscriber. It was in Russian, I think, or something, I'm not sure, but I had to translate it. But he suggested that I use simulation software, and I'll explain why I don't use simulation software and why it's a waste of time. Because, right, number one, we all know that 3 energy is an elusive and kind of out of the ordinary type of well, it's basically condemned by scientists, saying it's not possible, right? Okay, number one, they say it's you can't, there's no such thing as free energy, right? That's number one. So simulation software, number 2, is basically design software that's based on inputted data, and it's programmed by software developers who basically go by the laws of physics of what they deem to be possible, and what is not possible they tend to just omit. So I like to bet you well, I haven't got any money to bet, so anyway, I'd like to bet you that there's not one piece of software on this planet that was programmed by somebody that has the words over unity, or the words or even the programming code to support over unity, right? Because people don't believe that it exists, right? That's number 2, really. So why on earth would I use simulation software which doesn't believe, or could not confirm, that such a thing existed? And if it did, then I'm sure there would be millions of people around the world right now who would already built it based on simulation software. Simulation software doesn't work because it only tells you what the what's been programmed into it. So it's basically human beings have inputted data and lines of code. I know, because I've written a few batch files, right? And a batch file will only spout out messages which you programmed it to do under certain circumstances, right? So, so for example, let's say you wrote a piece of software that was supposed to tell you where you were on planet Earth, right? Okay, that's possible, right? But let's say a new planet was discovered. Would the code happen to have... you were in a rocket ship and you crash landed on this strange planet you've never been to before, but nobody knew about it, right? So they couldn't put the data in about it. What the hell was that? I have no idea what that was. I got a strange noise on my phone. So yeah, you can't use simulation software for something which general science says doesn't exist, right? Otherwise, I'd be using it. Why do you get that strange noise? I mean, I've updated Streamlabs, but I don't have any features enabled on here, so I don't know what that was. Alright, a little bit of update on the segment. Right, so I printed a quite a few today actually. I think I've printed about 4. I don't know, but I'm screening the ends because the way it's done now, is we've got the tropic light magnets around the back of the the met glass, the nanocrystalline material. Oh, so it's gone a bit messy. I have to spray it up and clean it up again now. So we've got the met glass. Now I'll show you the other one. I've just dismantled it, so it's a bit tatty now. I've just ripped the magnets out. There's 3 magnets which are reverse biased in relative to the rest of the magnets, and we've also got the tropic light magnets on the back of there. So the only difference between this segment and that segment is instead of the tropic light magnets on this end, no sorry, I'll put it upside down. Instead of the tropic light magnets on this end, I use 2 weak reverse biased magnets on the end, and I left an air gap. They're reversed compared to the rest of them. That's to compensate for when the segment is leaving the array. Now I was going to try and show you this, but it's difficult unless I stick this in this tripod. Hang on a minute. What's this? Oh, it says eventless. I don't know what that was. Skip alert. I don't know. Oh shit! I have to get rid of this now. Okay. So I was going to put the phone in the stand, but let me just see if I can do that. Oh! I know everybody says that when you're holding something, you're moving it with your hand or whatever. No. You use your hands to judge how much pressure there is on something, right? That's what I'm doing. Hang on. What's this? A message at the screen. What the hell? I don't get it. It made this noise and I don't know what it was. Did somebody send money or something? I hope not, because I haven't got it set up on this Streamlabs. So you'll have to go to my YouTube channel if you want to do that. And it's usually in the description of some of my videos. You have to look for the link. I don't know. I've never received money on Streamlabs. So the segment I'm working on, this is the new one. Now the ends, look at the magnetic field on the end. It's very weak actually. It's very weak. This screwdriver is not ideal for showing you that, but let me get my other thing. I'm trying to... I lost my flipping nail file now. Right, this pricker thing should work. Right, there's a bit there, but it's reversed. It's the reverse bias from these magnets that are there, right? So let me just get my... That doesn't point or anything. I need the other one. Which one is it we want? Not that one. Is it this one? Oh yeah, it's this one. So this one's showing a bit of deflection, right? Now, the magnets in here, when you stick a magnet on the end, it wants to go the opposite way. Should be... Right, so that's the deflection I get from one magnet, so you can see how much weaker that is. Right, we've got a pretty weak field coming out the end there, which is pretty good. And the other one, the entry point, very weak on the entry point, which is what we want, but we have a lot of field in between. So this is showing you how much field we have on the entry point, which is very weak. I haven't even got the magnets in the bottom there, by the way. Notice that there's no magnets in the bottom. I'm just using these at the moment. So that's measuring this pole, and that one is measuring that pole, so we can see the difference on the entry and exit points. And we have basically a small amount of resistance on entry, but not much. So if I bring this in without touching the sides, because remember this is a magnet as well, so it will be attracted to the steel. It's supposed to be on a rotor when it's kept in the middle. Once we get in here in the middle, stay in the middle, will you? Obviously this magnet's pushing down on these as well, so we need to be quite high up. Once we get in there, it's pulling on me now, really strong. Actually pulling on me. Oops, see what I mean? That's the thrust we get from the entry to the exit point. And at the exit point, if I can stay away from the walls, if I can just keep away from the walls, which is kind of awkward when you, it's actually very weak there. If I can just stay away from it. But if you see that point there, there's very little. Oh, it's hard to show this really without. But so we have a much better improvement. I ain't even got the cancellation magnets in at the bottom down here at the moment, so it's difficult to show. But I normally put some cancellation magnets down at the bottom, but I've just acetone this, so it's got to dry out, so I can't really show you in the rotor thing, in the stator thing right now. But the entry point, we use some V magnets shaped so the flux is concentrated at the intersection. These two poles on the central point are the same pole on these, where these two intersect, as this pole on here, which creates a massive amount of flux on between here and here, which is what gives us our pull. So when I get to that point, that's just, I think it's just about here somewhere, that's where it kicks off, you see. It's at this point here, this intersection right here is where it really kicks off like that. So we have a strong field here generated, which is what gives our thrust through to the end of the array at the bottom end. Now ideally I was thinking about using the similar arrangement on these on the exit point, but to throw this thing out. Now I might do that yet, I don't know, that's something yet to try, but for the moment this is just an experiment shielding off the ends. So I wanted to test that first of all. I don't know if I can put this in the rotor right now. I'll try it, but let me just go and get that status in the jig. So it's still a bit soft, you see, and I'm a bit worried about marring it all up, but right, so there's my stator assembly. Obviously this is supposed to be on the rotor, which is fixed, but I can't really put it on there right now because it would be out of balance and everything. Right, so I'll stick that on there. I need to get my biasing magnet. Oh, I've got this upside down. Not really moved. I think I might have it upside down. Oh, that's definitely. Oh, I've got. No, I had it right way up. I've still got some cogging on the entry point because I haven't put them other magnets in yet. So when we get to about here, oh, it really takes off. It nearly jumped out of the array. So there is some resistance now, and I found out when I put the magnets on the inside point, it works much better about there. It actually, are we on the middle section? Get to about here, we have quite a bit of thrust on that point. But obviously I haven't finished this yet. I've just been putting it together, still not dry. I've got to put the biasing magnets on the entry point to sort that out, because I'm using a pretty strong neodymium on the back of this array right now. So what I normally do to overcome that is I've got some rectangular magnets down here, if I can get them off here. So what we do is we cancel out the field. Let me just get these, let's find out which way around these meant to be. That's right, so that's that way. Oops. So that should be... oh, I just get my thing, hang on a minute. So that's pulling on that side, then we're pushing on the other side, so that's... pop that in here. I can get it in. Right, hopefully they won't fly out. Sometimes they fly out because you got to glue them in. Let's just check, see, that's a lot better with that in. I noticed that I was able to actually enter without it moving. Right. See, just by putting these magnets in the end. Now on the exit point, I also need to put some in there. Let's see. We need these to be, we need to kick it out this end, so we need to have push, which is that end. Hopefully it won't fly out on me. Let's see if we can actually go the full 9 yards. Oh, we went right to the end this time. Right, we didn't get hung up in the middle of the jaws. That's good. Right, so I don't want to pull the magnets out of them holes. Let's do it this way. Turn it around. Let's just try and keep this in the middle. Notice I'm not touching this thing, it's just sitting there. Oh, I'm a bit off camera. Oh, where's that shadow? Oh, it's my hand. It's my hand casting a shadow. Right, are you watching? Oh, we had a little bit of a push there. Back. It's pulling really hard on me right now. I can feel it. Maybe it's getting stronger. Oh! So it went through almost. We didn't quite make it to the end, but we're getting there. I mean, for the fact that on the entry point I didn't have any resistance going in, which is a good thing. So let's find some magnets to compensate for the. Oh, these magnets have got glue on them. Just pull them out of the other one. A lot of crap on the end. Right, so I want these to push, so that'll be that end up. Is that right? No, this end facing up. So I'm gonna. Oops! I'm pulling my magnets out here. See if I can get these. Actually, there's a crusty magnet on this end. I want to stick it on the other end. It might help it stay in the hole. It's got some glue on it. I'm getting that damn hole. I'm getting. Oh! This is the tricky part. The tricky part. Getting these in the hole. Actually, it'd be easier if I get my tweezers. Right. Whoops. Oops. Right. Oh, stop it, will you? Behave yourself. I'm trying to get the dump. the fun of this is like golden shot. Right, get it in. Going in there, you bugger. It's going in. I'm just going to push on that. And just break the chain now, if I can get them out. Just slide. Ah, there we go, I've got some in there now. Right, so let's try it again. Oops. Just pushing that in really firmly. I can get them out, but there's a hole at the back when I push them out if I want to. I just don't want them flying out and hitting me in the face, that's all. Right, let's try this again. Oops. Pulling on me. Ooh, we almost escaped. You see, this rod needs to be close to that middle magnet down there, which creates offset. So when it's down at the bottom down there, it's still pushing on me there. When you get past that point, this magnet, oops, I've just pulled my magnets out. Oops. So I need to glue them in. Get in. Ah, you sod. I lost my orientation now. Which way was that? This is awkward. Stay in. I need to glue that in so it doesn't keep falling out. I'll get some homemade plastic ABS glue. Can't get the wire out. Got you. Just glue these in so they don't keep falling out. Too much glue now. I'm so sick of getting this stuff on my hands. It's really, when it dries, it's like you feel like you've got a second skin. It's horrible. Right, let's stick that on there a minute. I've got too much glue on there, so I'm just going to scrape a bit off, because otherwise it makes a mess. Oops, I didn't want a bit on there. Right. Because it dries quick if it's thin as well. Right, I've got to wait for that to dry now. It's just so they don't fly out and hit me. It makes it possible to easily get them out still, because it's only a thin layer. Anyway, so that's where I'm working. That's where I'm at with it at the moment. Obviously with stronger magnets you get more effect. There's friction on the table as well. It's really pulling at me right now. Right, I haven't got it all the way down. The reason I haven't got it all the way in is because I don't want to hit them magnets again, because I'll pull them out again because it's not dry. But you get the idea. So the nanocrystalline on the end is simply to wrap some of that magnetic field around these magnets on the end to reduce the amount that's coming out the end, so that it's pretty null on the end really. It's not very strong there. As you can tell, It's not very strong on the end, but obviously when you get in there, it's pretty strong. Right, I'll try this again. I'll try and keep my arm still. Probably better if I do it the other way around, because I won't be casting a shadow as bad. Let me put my arm around here. Oh. Actually, I'll move the camera. That might work better, I don't know. It's probably going to fly off the table now. I'm using my other hand to steady this hand because I can't keep it still. How far can I go about there? It's pulling about here. Oops, it just hit my little finger. Little finger was in the way. It basically left then and came back, so it was almost gone. It was almost gone past that point of no return. If I use a stronger magnet, let's try. Let's try a few more of these magnets on the back to see if we can get a bit more of a kick out of it. I've run out of round ones. I don't use the great big massive ones because it's a big field. Right, let's try. I've got a long array of magnets here now. Don't know if this is going to work, but we'll find out. It might land on the floor. See that? It went out. Are you watching? Oops. You've got to be right in the middle. He's pulling on me right now. Really. Ooh, there we go. At least I didn't hit the magnets down at the bottom. Stay in the middle. Get lower down. It hit my hand this time. It hit my little finger again. Yeah, see, it left. It actually left. That is progress. If you can get it, if you get something like this to go through and leave without, that is progress. Because the force is